Every single morning, over 2 billion cups of coffee are consumed around the world. But very few of us know that this simple drink once fueled revolutions, inspired empires, and was even banned by kings and priests. This is the incredible true history of coffee, from ancient Ethiopia all the way to your modern cup. Our story begins nearly 1,000 years ago, high in the highlands of Ethiopia. Historians have traced the earliest evidence of coffee cultivation back to the 9th century in a region known as Kaffa, the very place that gave coffee its name. According to local records, the Oromo people were the first to recognize the energizing effects of the coffee beans. They would crush the red berries, mix them with animal fat, and eat them for strength during long journeys. Now you've probably heard the famous legend of Kaldi, the goat herder who discovered coffee after his goat started dancing from eating the red berries. While that's likely just a fun piece of folklore, it captures a fundamental truth. Coffee's origins lie deep within East African tradition. By the 15th century, coffee had crossed the Red Sea, carried by traders into Yemen on the Arabian Peninsula, and it was there that it found its first true home. In Yemen, coffee became a drink of devotion. Sufi monks in cities like Mocha, yes, the very port that gave Mocha coffee its name, used it to stay awake during long nights of prayer. By the 1400s, coffee was being cultivated all across Yemen and traded through the port of Mocha to major cities like Cairo, Mecca, and Constantinople. The drink spread like wildfire across the Islamic world, where alcohol was forbidden. It became a social alternative, a beverage that fueled conversation, deep thought, and energy. By the 16th century, coffeehouses called cafés began appearing in major cities like Istanbul, Cairo, and Damascus. These weren't just cafes as we know them today. They were the world's first public social hubs, places where people from all walks of life could debate politics, religion, and philosophy. But not everyone was a fan. In 1511, religious authorities in Mecca actually tried to ban coffee, claiming it caused radical thinking. Yet coffee survived simply because people loved it too much to ever give it up. By the 17th century, coffee finally reached Europe through Venetian trade routes. At first, it was met with a great deal of suspicion. Priests in Italy even called it the bitter invention of Satan. But the tide turned around the year 1600, when Pope Clement VIII decided to taste it for himself. He reportedly said, "This drink is so delicious it would be a pity to let the infidels have exclusive use of it." And just like that, with a papal blessing, coffee was baptized and it took Europe by storm. The first European coffeehouse opened in Venice in 1645, soon followed by London, Paris, and Vienna. In England, coffeehouses became famously known as penny universities. Why? Because for the price of a single penny, anyone could buy a cup of coffee and join in on lively discussions about politics, science, and literature. Some of the world's most famous institutions were actually born from these cafes. The Lloyd's Coffee House in London evolved into Lloyd's of London, the world's leading insurance market. The London Stock Exchange also began as a simple coffeehouse meeting place. By the 1700s, coffee wasn't just a drink anymore. It was a symbol of enlightenment and progress. As Europe's thirst for coffee grew, the demand exploded, and so did colonial competition. For centuries, Yemen had tightly guarded its coffee plants, exporting only roasted or boiled beans to prevent anyone else from growing them. But in 1616, Dutch traders managed to smuggle live coffee plants from Yemen to India, and later to Java in Indonesia. By 1699, the Dutch East India Company had established massive coffee plantations in their colonies, which is how the word Java became a popular slang term for coffee. The French soon followed suit. In 1714, the mayor of Amsterdam gifted a small coffee plant to King Louis XIV of France. That single plant was later smuggled to the Caribbean island of Martinique by a French naval officer named Gabriel de Clieu. It's said that within just 50 years, millions of coffee trees across Latin America could be traced back to that one single plant. The British grew coffee in Ceylon, which is now Sri Lanka, and India, while the Portuguese began cultivating it in Brazil. Brazil would go on to become the world's largest coffee producer by the 19th century, a title it still holds today. By the 1800s, coffee had become a truly global industry. It fueled the Industrial Revolution, giving workers the energy they needed for long, grueling shifts in factories. Then, in 1901, a Japanese chemist working in Chicago named Satoru Kato invented instant coffee, completely revolutionizing convenience. By 1938, Nestlé launched Nescafé, which quickly became one of the most popular brands in history. The 20th century saw coffee become an integral part of modern identity. From the classic diner mugs of America to the sophisticated espresso bars of Italy. Then, in 1971, 3 friends opened a small coffee shop in Seattle, Washington. They named it Starbucks. It began as a single store selling roasted beans, but by the 2000s, Starbucks had turned coffee into a global culture, a symbol of connection, creativity, and comfort. Today, coffee is grown in over 70 countries, employing more than 25 million farmers worldwide. It's one of the most traded commodities on Earth, second only to oil. From the hillsides of Ethiopia to the cafés of Paris, from colonial plantations to your morning brew, coffee has shaped the course of human history. It has fueled revolutions, inspired inventions, and connected cultures across continents. What began as a humble berry became a powerful symbol of progress, a daily ritual that unites billions of people. And perhaps the greatest wonder of all is that behind every single cup lies 1,000 years of incredible stories, discovery, and human connection. This is the story of coffee, a drink that changed the world, one sip at a time. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this journey through history, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss a new video. We'll see you in the next one.